problem for the average player of the game, not just for the Mythic Raiders. So I'd say this, have the Covenant like unique passive ability, sure, but just let people choose their new class ability at the Arbiter. I mean, surely they can make the lore work there for maybe the soul points and the abilities to give players more expression and choice there.
So what Bellier is suggesting is something that would be good for gameplay, but would it be good for the game? That's what I don't know. Is because like I have no idea. It depends on like how much they muddy the waters between the different covenants, and I think that depends.
You know, sometimes I think Blizzard misunderstand their gameplay first value, like with how the garrisons had nearly zero room for player expression, and that was all in the name of the garrisons being highly gameplay focused. And all that did was ruin the potential for garrisons to fulfill their fantasy, while also needlessly limiting the gameplay of them. You see, in an MMO RPG, player expression through customization and the expression of their own fantasy, that is gameplay, even though it doesn't have gameplay mechanics. So I'd say this, and really with the intention of Blizzard hearing it, decoupling needed gameplay, mechanics gameplay, from customization, I think that is the gameplay first approach. Locking them together, I don't think it is. So there we go, that's my big grab bag of things that I'm excited about for this expansion, things that I'm a bit less excited about. But I think the main thing here is that it's really early, and the reason why I'm so comfortable to be like pretty critical about elements of this expansion is because I looked at BlizzCon and I just thought, well, this seems really vague. I listened to Preach sort of talk in between the lines, you know, not naming names in his stream, and again, with that, it was pretty clear they're really early in this, and that actually does...
Good, I want to shit on this expansion so hard that Blizzard feels it. And what I mean by that is I want them to know exactly what they're doing wrong. Because if they know exactly what they're doing wrong, they'll be able to fix it. And I am willing to make a video on my main channel about this expansion. That's how important it is. When was the last time I made a video on my main channel? Like, let me go ahead and see. Asmongold. Let's see, main channel. Let's see if I can find it. Where is it? There it is. Let's look. All right. State of BFA. When did this come out? When did this come out? Literally 1 year ago. 1 year ago, October 14th, 2018. So this is before BlizzCon or last year or anything. And look at that fucking beard. And the entire time in this video, all I was doing was fucking farming frogs in Timeless Isle. And it has 1 million views. Imagine getting 1 million views farming frogs in Timeless Isle. What a life. What a fucking life. Alright, let me go back. I'll take a look at the rest of the video. It might be time to make another video.
Does mean that it's a great opportunity for us that we found out about the expansion a bit earlier in its development than normal. It means we really can give Blizzard good feedback, and
yes,
you know, I think after the missteps of the last while, I just have a feeling Blizzard will be a little bit more open to hearing, hearing feedback, of course, as long as it's mostly constructive. And I think that's part of the reason why I'm decently excited for this expansion. I mean, a part of my, immediate emotional, hype excitement, that was a little bit killed because I think Sylvanas is getting really boring. But when I actually sit down and think about this expansion, I think about the new zones and all of that stuff. I mean, yeah, I'm excited. This is a really cool world. The lore they could cover is really cool. You know, them talking about, their class direction stuff. I mean, I didn't cover that as much in this video,
very
but,
cool.
You know, getting baseline class abilities back, that's really cool. Having more, introspec
cool
abilities, that's really cool. Them being pretty down on aspects of their, the RNG, that's also really good to hear. There's so many things that, they said that, I mean, that we've been saying for a long time, and they seem to finally agree here. I mean, bar the GCD. Come on, guys, fix that GCD. So, yeah, I mean, there's definitely a few negatives here, but I also think there's a lot of positives, and I think a lot of those positives...
Do you guys think that there's any validity in the idea that the GCD would be okay if it was only applied to major cooldowns? Like, Battle Cry, Dark Soul, etc., right? Is there any validity in that? No, so you guys just want it taken off entirely. Why, though? It's so stupid. To space out burst damage. That's why. Better, but not good. I would compromise with Blizzard if only large cooldowns were on the GCD. Because I've actually heard, I talked with SSDS a little bit about this, and, you know, we had a conversation about it, and in a way, it does kind of slow down the game. But I don't know if that's like a good thing or not. Like, I don't know. It's I'm so conflicted about it. I would be okay if they did that, but in Legion, like, your character feel, and this is another issue, right? Is that this is about PvP, and the GCD changes affect the entire game. So, in my opinion, I think they should focus on making the entire game good rather than just PvP good. And PvP was acceptable with the GCD changes or without them, and I think now the entire game is less fun to play. So, in general, I would consider it an overall loss.
Have been a little bit missed out, and I think a part of that's because, I mean, it's been a rough time for Blizzard. They've lost a lot of PR,
yes,
and I think that means that people are going to be more harsh on Blizzard in general because of all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I suppose what I would say is there's a lot of criticism to level at the executives, yes. But talking about the design of their games and the developers who are actually making those games, I mean, a lot of those criticisms don't really apply to those devs. And I think it's unfair to tarnish the work of those developers because of the wider, maybe bad decisions that Blizzard, the big corporate entity, is actually making.
I think that's true.
Yeah, that's basically where I am with Shadowlands. I think there's
harassing devs
a
over Hong Kong is stupid.
about. A few little worrying bits that, suffice to say, I will be on like a hawk as soon as Alpha and Beta actually kick off. Let me know what you think.
See, Bellier is probably realizing the same shit that I am, is that the game's not getting better. It will get like, it's like one step forward, two steps back. It's like, oh man, they got rid of legendaries, but they added Azerite armor and island expeditions. And I worry that's what's going to happen. Could you please do a GCD straw poll? Curious to hear what people think. I don't know. I feel like opinions on issues like that are too nuanced for a poll to matter.
About all this stuff down below. A massive thank you to drop.com for sponsoring this video. I mean, hell, we've got a new video editor on, and through the patrons and the sponsors, it's been like, that's what's allowed that stuff to be possible. And trust me, we've got big, exciting plans for all of that. So thank you very much, and I will see you next time.
Could you explain the GCD controversy? Yes, I absolutely can. First thing, though, is I want to explain. Everybody, please message me if you're 60 for INV for an invite. Message me INV for an invite. Let me go ahead and unlock this so I can make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay, good. Locking that. All right. Yeah, message me INV for an invite. And I want to go ahead and I want to test out and see. We'll watch this one later on. I don't want to watch this right now, but we will watch it later on. So here's what the controversy is about the GCD stuff, right? And I understand, like, a lot of people might not really fully get this because you could be like just a classic guy and you don't really know. But any is more popular, classic or retail? I think retail's more popular. I know that might be like a hard pill for people to swallow, but overall, I think retail WoW is probably more popular. But as time goes on, I could see that change. Absolutely. I could. Guys, fool himself? I don't know. Like, inviting anybody that I want that wants to come to an MC raid, I don't think is being full of myself. Like, I really don't. Like, I'll like, all right, cut the shit. Cut the shit. I actually think that inviting people and doing these raids and bringing basically anybody who wants to come is actually a positive force in the community. And I'm giving people who otherwise would not have an option or the ability to raid the chance to come in here and do something and play with people that they might not have the other option to be able to do. I actually think that I'm helping people out. Obviously, I'm helping myself out at the same time. Like, this is in no way altruistic. But other people are being helped by this as well. So it's like, I'm usually a piece of shit. But even a stop clock is not a piece of shit once a week. Yeah, I'd say about once a week. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Let me put on some music here, and let's get this done. I know what we're going to listen to today.